Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 map preview video. Let's have a look at my upcoming map Sommerfeld. And maybe you can hear it already by the name. This will be a German map. And later I will also make an American map. That is my plan. And you might ask, hey, you just told us you won't make any maps for FS25? Yes, I told you. And that was a reasonable decision by me because of missing time and so. But then my heart was rebellious and it took some weeks and then I couldn't resist anymore because I love map making so much, and then I decided, okay, screw it, I will make at least one map or rather two maps for FS25 and maybe even bring the forefield back to FS25. So, maybe we should just have a look at this map and then later I answer some questions that you might have. Yeah, and that's it. So this map is in the really early stages of the development. And the fields are defined, and as you can see, I already placed some buildings for a farm. That will be the main farm. And I'm using the buildings that I made for my map Wunzig, the map that won't be released at all. But I'm using the farm buildings and the village buildings and all the buildings that I made for this Wunzig map for this map, so not everything is lost. Yeah, and it's just a rather normal farm, I would say, and it's not a narrow farm, and that is one of the main features of this map. It is a beginner-friendly map, where you have a lot of place to drive around and where it's not so difficult to come from the shed to the field or so. There at the right side there will be a cow barn, and on this meadow, you can't see it now, but it's invisible, and at the left side we will have a huge garden, and in this garden it will work rather similar to the FS22 garden, but I will add the FS2 fruit types that are reasonable for a garden, like carrots and spinach and all this and that. But I can do this only when the FS25 has been released. And there will be apple trees, an orchard, and with apple juice production. So this is something like the backyard farm. And we have a second farm. Maybe we could just have a look at the PDA. And so it will be a standard size map, and the main feature of this map is simplicity. And I hope that will help me to be able to release this map as fast as possible. And I have to tell myself ever and ever again, do not put too much ideas into this map. It should be simple. Just a simple map. And what you can see, the fields are not rectangular and all from north to south or east to west, but they follow the roads and they still have simple shapes. I don't like this natural simple shapes, because where I live and also this hilly area where this map could be located, the fields are simple, but they are not straight rectangulars. They are a little bit asymmetric. They are following each other, and they follow the landscape and they follow the road, but they are not completely fancy, the field shape, and that is how I like it. And I'm happy that the helper will be able to use GPS to work on this type of fields, and I hope it will really be able to do this. And you can see some little forests. At the border area you won't be able to go, but just at the border. And all the other forests will be viable and you can cut the trees. And down there at the little lake we will have a small village with a village center, marketplace, selling stations, and down there is the dealership, and there will be other production in this area. And here a little bit off the center is the farm where we are right now, and then at the left side of the river we will have a second farm. Yeah, that's more or less it with the PDA. And yeah, there is something that I only thought of recently, because if you want to grow rice, you need fields that are completely flat, and because you fill them with water, and so if they are not flat, they are a little bit sloped, the water would spill over, and therefore I flattened some fields close to both farms. That's why we have some completely flat fields. For example, this field and that field, and some more at that farm, and 2 fields at the other farm. And other than that, maybe I just go and fly a little bit, then you can see it. Most of the fields are a little bit sloped, and the overall region is hilly, but only very soft hills. And I wanted to make a map with an open, soft, hilly landscape for a long time already. And yeah, that's what I'm doing now. And the background mountains, they are not final. Nothing is final at this map yet, but also the background mountains, they will be the similar basic type like they are now, so not too high and not completely flat. And they will have maybe some fields in flatter area, and forests, and maybe a far away village here and there. Yeah, so I always like to make those background areas, that the map feels bigger than it is. And yeah, maybe we start flying here. So here we have some useful forests with mainly spruce, that you can harvest them, and at the edge there are some non-spruce like trees to make it more natural. And yeah, between the fields I have scattered trees here and there, and I think I will even add some more here and there, because I really like it when there are trees around. But I always check whether we can still build our own trees when we are in-game, because I think that's important. And I hope the number of allowed trees is the same for the PC version than for the console version, because I can't test it for consoles. And I guess for FS25 it will be even different. So this is the biggest forest. And yeah, if you want to go for forestry, not too crowded because of not too many trees. This is always a little bit difficult with map building, I think, because if you put so many trees as you like, then usually it's too much and the player can't place their own trees or plant their own trees, which is very sad. So we are just flying over to the second farm, and here the river will be decorated. Like now it's just a river, and yeah, I will make it much nicer, don't worry. And this secondary farm will be different. I just placed the same farm buildings like at the other farm because I wanted to show you. Here will be a farm, and yeah, maybe the houses will have different colors, and maybe the farmhouse a little bit different shape. We will see. And yeah, here are more fields. This is the flat one, and there is a flat one. And all other fields are not flat, but rather flat. Yeah, and let's fly over to the future village. Here in this area, beside the river and the road, I want to make animal pastures for cows and sheep, and maybe even horse, and maybe some grass fields. So this won't stay empty. And as I already said, I will make use of the buildings I prepared for my map Wohnzig, and that includes the buildings that I completely built myself, but also the buildings I took from other maps and reskinned them and decorated them. And here, for example, this is a German version of the farmer's market from Elm Creek, and I changed it quite a lot. And here we have this dealership as a Fendt dealership. Yeah, we already have this at the 4 fields. Yeah, and now we will have it again, I guess. Only if I encounter a very nice different dealership. But like that, it's okay. And this area will be changed a lot. This won't stay as empty, and around where is the meadow now, there will be other production areas and selling stations and so. And here this concrete area will be the future village, and it won't stay with concrete. This is just for me to remind me, here will be the village. And I already placed a church and some shop buildings, and there will be a marketplace, and in the second row there will be residential buildings. A simple small village. Yeah, and this little lake, I will make it as nice as beautiful, even with the island. I will have a look with maybe a small church there. We will see. And maybe a boat or some boats that are roaming around on this lake. Yeah. That's about the Sommerfeld map. Sommerfeld means what it sounds like. It is the translation would be Sommerfeld. But I think I won't use the translation for the English version, because it is a word or two words, but for this map it will be a name, and usually names are not translated. So this will just be Sommerfeld, and I hope you are able to pronounce it. I think it's rather easy. Just Sommerfeld, similar to Sommerfield. Yeah, and now about the questions that you might have, or that I already got about my map Wunzig and so. The main question could be, why don't I just finish my map Wunzig? And I ask this myself a lot, a lot, for months. And yeah, there are several reasons. And one reason, which is obvious, for the Wunzig it has totally rectangular fields, and now we can have those more natural shaped fields, and that is a very strong reason, but it's by far not the only reason. With the Wunzig, in the beginning, I wanted to make a simple, easy map that could be finished fast after the release of FS22, and that was the main first idea about this map. And I already had this idea in FS19, and I already prepared it, but not as far as with this Sommerfeld now. And then it was delayed because I had to get used to the new building system. And when I finally started with the Wunzig, I had so many ideas, too many ideas. And I went away from this idea of a simple map. But suddenly I wanted to give it a whole bunch of features, and I wanted to make it complicated and detailed, and yeah, and especially with a lot of features, with fishing and special treatment of pigs and pig food production from oaks, and for the horses I wanted to make this big horse riding hall, and so forth. And I wanted, in the end, I had 8 farms. Only 4 normal-sized farms, or it was 5. And then some smaller farms. That was much too much. The map was totally small. It was just half of the map filled with fields, and other than that, meadows and forests around, and to cram 8 farms into such a small space, so it felt more and more crowded. And yeah, and so it went on and on and on, and in the end I was at a place where it would have been too much work to finish it, even if it was rather advanced, and it's no map that would be sensible to bring into FS25 because of this somehow overcrowded and too filled up with different ideas, and this rectangular fields, and even more, there were so many features I built into the map. It wouldn't work on the old consoles. It would work on the new consoles, but I like to make maps that are console friendly. It wouldn't have been console friendly. And I hope this map here will be console friendly, because we won't have PS4 and Xbox One, and therefore I can put more into a map and stay console friendly. Yeah. Do I have the main reasons? No, there's one more main reason. Why not Wunzig but Sommerfeld? Because I don't like to play when it feels a little bit cramped and narrow. And I love to play when I have the feeling of being wide and free feeling and so. And in the end, it was me playing at Backroads County that gave me the push to decide, okay, yes, I want to make a map. And even if I have said I won't make a map for FS25. Yeah, I played on this Backroads County, which is a very simplistic map. And it came out rather early, and it has only 80 megabytes to download or something like that. It only uses Giants buildings and is very simple and basic. And in the end, it is the map that I enjoyed most to play on. So I tried a lot of maps, most of them those very famous maps, and like the Valley, the Old Farm, which is so nice and beautiful and so interesting, and Court Farms, for example, a really artistic masterpiece of a map. And I was so unhappy playing on this map. And then I have this very simple map, Backroads County, and I feel just happy when I play on it. I drive around and I'm happy. And therefore I thought, okay, go back to the roots, go back to simplicity, make a simple map where you feel free and easy. And this map here will be different than the Backroads County. Obviously, it's a German map, and I will use quite a lot of my own buildings because I already built them. But I hope that I will get this feeling of easy freedom with this map. And I'm planning on playing quite a long time on this, because in FS25 we won't have a German map. It is the US map, the Asian map, and the Sri Lanka. I like Sri Lanka a lot. It's a European map. But I know that a lot of German players, they don't like to see Let's Plays on a Polish map. And so no matter how much I personally like Sri Lanka, the people don't like to watch this content. And that's important for me. So I need a map that says, hi guys, I'm German, for my German audience. And yeah, therefore I make this map. And now we can, no, first we speak about the 4 fields and then we speak about the American map. So here this Sommerfeld will be the first map I will do for FS25. At least that's the plan. And a lot of you guys asked me whether I could bring back the 4 fields to FS25. And I think if it's easy to convert a map from FS22 to FS25, then I will do it. And maybe even my hinterland, if there is enough interest in this. But if it's difficult, then I won't do it. So that depends on how much work it will be. And now about my upcoming American map, and maybe that is what you are most interested in, because I'm planning on building an American map also. I started with this map Marigold Farm, and I think I would love it, this map. But what I also thought is maybe you American guys won't love it so much, because maybe it's more like my European imagination of what would be a nice American map. I had a look at the mod hub and I checked on which maps are the most downloaded American maps, and most of them are really simple with rather squarish fields, and most of them are rather flat. So not this slightly mountainous area, but a little bit in the direction of Silver Run Forest, but more really flat, like the Great Plains. And so maybe I won't go on with the Marigold Farm, but I'm still open to it. This is still a simple map, and so if a lot of you people would say, oh, I would love to play on a map like the Marigold Farm, I could consider to finish this for FS25. But other than that, I'm still completely open for an American map that suits you best. So how American maps that you really enjoy playing on? And that would be my question to you. And I think I maybe get quite different answers, and that's completely okay. So I can just read your answers and then think about it for some months, and then in the end decide how my American map will be. I want that this map is a joy to play on for American and other English-speaking players. That is my goal with the American map. And then when this is finished, I think I will hopefully play quite a while on it on my YouTube channel. That is my idea. Yeah, so now is the best time to write me your wishes, what you like best for an American map. And maybe what I won't make is a map that has totally a lot of work with completely self-built buildings. Here I will have more or less all mostly self-built buildings because I already built them, but I won't have the time to build a whole town exactly like a real role model also. And what I'm not so much into is to build a real landscape. So I like to get inspiration from landscape, but not like to stay with every detail to a small part of the real world. I think that is more something for people like Oxygen David who are masters in this, and I'm more in thinking what makes me the most, brings me the most joy to play on, and then imagine. And yeah, I like to get inspiration from real world, but I don't want to make a copy of the real world. Yeah, I think I said enough for this video. Yeah, please write it in the comments below. I'm very interested in reading what you wish for an American map. Okay, I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.